So I just got an email in my inbox from one of my favorite email marketers, Laura Belgray, and I went to check it out, and as I was reading it, I realized it was a fantastic article, which I highly recommend you check out, but it was also a great example of an advertorial. So I figured we'd take a really quick look at how Laura placed the CTAs in this article, because it's a really good example of how you can use that subtle messaging to drive people to your page, especially if they're cold traffic, if they haven't heard of you, if they haven't heard of your brand or your service. And this is also a really good example of how a marketer who's selling a service or something intangible can use advertorials to increase conversions and create more awareness about them. Because sometimes that's a little bit tough, right? If you're not selling a specific product or a really specific offer, this is a really good example of how you can use advertorials as a marketer. So Laura's article is all about how she didn't make her first million until after 50, and this is for Business Insider, so this is a good example. So it starts off engaging the reader, telling everyone exactly who it's for, and making a connection, right? So it's easy to feel behind when scrolling through Instagram and seeing teenage influencers raking in billions from lip gloss, or overhearing 20-something tech kids in line at Starbucks talking about their Tesla collections and early retirements, right? So anyone that feels like they're falling behind would look at that and be like, oh my God, I know, right? So this is all just about making a connection with the reader, right? So if we take a look at where she's put her CTAs, she starts with a story, which is a really fantastic way to start advertorials. And it's a story that makes a personal connection with the reader. And then as she goes down, we see her first, these CTAs are actually to other articles on Business Insider, which isn't a bad thing, but they're not for Laura's product offer. So we're just looking at Laura's stuff. And so as we scroll down, we actually see her first CTA here, and it's my online copywriting business, right? So talking about how she's always been late in life, right? So born 5 days late, moved out of my parents' house at 26, married at 37, had kids at never, love that, tried yoga in 2017, found my career group at 48, and earned my first $1 million from my online copywriting business within a year. Well, I spoiled it, 50, right? So if you click on that, it takes you to her website at talkingshrimp.com. So that's the first subtle CTA, right? And like many advertorials, they're going to get a little bit more targeted as the article goes on, as people are becoming more aware and moving up those awareness levels. So if we take a look at her second CTA, we're going to skip over a couple ones for Business Insider. So these are all for Business Insider articles, which may or may not lead to offers that they're offering. They probably lead to ads in those offers that they're offering. So not only is this an advertorial for Laura's stuff, it's an advertorial for offers that Business Insider is promoting as well. But if we look at Laura's second CTA, it's right here. So it's a couple paragraphs down. It's tapping my talent. And this goes to a blog post. You can see in the bottom left here, when I hover over it, that it's going to a blog post of hers called How to Tap Your Talent. And that's probably going to promote an offer of Laura's, right? So that would be almost like the second advertorial in this funnel, in her funnel. So this is talking about some folks stumble across their passions quickly. I'm not one of them. My whole career has been a search for that thing that feels like I'm tapping my talent. So if you're feeling that, or you're wanting to feel that, then you might go through and get a little bit further along in the awareness scale so that Laura can offer you something that would help you do that. All right, so I believe those are the only two for Laura's offer. These are Business Insider CTAs here, all of these. And I think when you go all the way to the bottom, you've got her last big, bold CTA. So we often do that. We have two subtle CTAs or more, depending on the funnel. But the last one is usually a little bit more direct. So right at the bottom, it's in her little bio here. It says Laura Belgray, who she is, gives her some cred, and then says just straight out, get her 5 secrets to non-sucky copy here, which I know is Laura's lead magnet. So the whole idea is you would read this article and end up on Laura's list, or maybe even buy one of her offers after going through it. But this is just the first step in her pre-sale funnel. So whether she intentionally made this an advertorial or not, this has several different steps. You can either go straight to her website and browse around there and hopefully stumble upon something else, right, in that first link. You can go into this Tapping Your Talent article, which probably offers some sort of program or products. I'm guessing Laura always does a great job of promoting at the end. So it's on her website, right? So the whole idea is to get on her list. Or the third one is you can click and get her that non-sucky copy lead magnet that she has and get on her list. So this is a really good example of how you can use advertorials to, as a marketer, to promote your intangible or a little bit more complex offers by creating more awareness and helping readers who may or may not know about you move a little further up the awareness scale. Cool. So I hope that was helpful. Put your questions in the comments below and let's chat about it. Talk to you soon.